Hi guys, it's me, just Lucina, and happy Halloween to everyone out there in internet land. Thank God it's finally here. So, the video that I will be doing for Halloween month in October in 2025 is gonna be coming shortly. But for right now, I want to show you something really special. I will be doing the review of the movie Ghostbusters, The Frozen Empire. I don't even know if the word does in it, but whatever. I have this to show you guys. See, I told you I had it from last year. I just never got a chance to bring it out. It's the Idol 1 from the Ghostbusters 2016 movie that everyone else hated. Except for me. I like the movie for different reasons. But I like this hearse. As I used to own a hearse at one point in my life. Put that with there. Yes, like I told you, I will be doing a review for the Ghostbusters The Frozen Empire movie, the most recent one. Not in the movie pack that I bought years ago, but the one from Netflix, which kind of confused me at first. So anyway, this movie is very fun. It continues the story of all the kids from the first one. Phoebe, Sheffer, podcast, and we get Lucky. Now, I'm not gonna go over the backstories, but they're pretty interesting. If you want to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. I definitely recommended that movie and I'm recommending it now too. Plus, you get some all these goodies, like the original live Ghostbusters, as well as any pots. I don't know why they didn't include Sigourney Weaver. It could have been because she was in that 2016 movie that we don't like to talk about that much. I do because I like it, but still. As well as Rick Moranis, which he better be worth it to go see in Spirituals too. Because other than that, he retired from acting, so he better make it worth it. Otherwise, we're all gonna be pissed off at him. But for right now, this movie is awesome. Plus, it poses a very good question of what happened, what would happen if Mango from this movie would just square off in another world against Gozer. We all know that Gozer and the new guy, Bozak, what was his name? So like one of the guys from Mortal Kombat. Anyway, it'll come to me eventually too. Anyway, that guy goes usually trump the other guy, Paul, anyway, the guy from Ghostbusters 2016. Mark, whatever his name is. Anyway, there are plenty of Easter eggs and plenty of references in this movie for all the Ghostbusters fans. including the 2016 version. It was, oh yeah, Rowan. That was the guy. That was the guy's name, Rowan, from the 2016 movie. But I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see Ross McCarthy or so many other people in there. Even Chris Hemsworth would be nice. But unfortunately, we don't like to mention that movie that much. So I think that's why you don't have the stars of it. But if you want to see my review of the movie, go ahead and see my review of the movie. I said a lot of good things about it. But in any case, we start the movie off with old New York and the old like firefighters that go to this old house. Very much similar to when the Ghostbusters originally went to the library in the first movie, to bust the ghosts for the first time. Now, we think that these Ghostbusters are the firefighters are like the primordial Ghostbusters and stuff, but it turns out that this art of Ghostbusters goes back way further than any New Yorker goes. Goes back to like somewhere around the ancient Hittites or the ancient Babylonians, for example. I don't know what the exact matter is, but anyway, they talk about this old ghost in like a little ancient Pokeball that's like kind of free stuff, and he also I'm trying to think of the name now. You know, it's something one of the more combat guys. Anyway, they have it where everybody is frozen and killed the main statues. Then the name Frozen Empire comes up. It's kind of weird because every other ghost that they fought at, the guys and the girls they fought and the kids and stuff, have mostly been fire-based enemies. So it's very good to see a new element explored in this movie. So that eventually they will cover all the elements in fire and the air and then so on and so forth. Although just me, some of the ghosts are already air elementals anyway. But then we get more information, more history of New York City, where the Ghostbusters, the modern day Ghostbusters, over there catching an ill ghost in the air, and the kids around the place, and the ill ghost tears up the environment that they try to do with the proton packs and the devices do from Act 1 in the low pilot seat. Now, I know that New York is like the spot for the Ghostbusters, the firemen, the fire stations over there, it's a kind of location such liberty kept over there. I'll get more into that in a moment. But it seems like they're milking it too much for New York City. I mean, it was so nice to see them in the countryside, and that's life. It was a place called a farm place called Oklahoma, which was like pretty nice. Although I don't remember there being mountains in Oklahoma. So anyway, she's done to ghost in the 1 car in the actual car, I don't consider that thing to be the actual car, because that's a hearse, and this was a Cadillac ambulance. I can't remember what year it was, but it was definitely Cadillac. So anyway, they portray they have the jump seat in there too, made by Phoebe, or I should say, personed by Phoebe, and she's over there capturing the ghost with the old-fashioned proton pack. Now, it's around the corner of one of the buildings, and she just stay in the building if it wanted to escape the Ghostbusters for the time being. But no, it goes around and it goes inside the building and out again, which is kind of confusing. But anyway, the issue is that the ghost actually gets followed by not little gadget, but the Ghostbusters beside the RC car, and it's piloted by the mother, Kelly, and she flies a little drone against the air monster, which we think works out pretty well. Once later on, they fight against the creature, the frozen creature, and they use the same thing, but it passes away very quickly. So I think that's pretty cool. That, no pun intended, they used different gadgets. And much later, see Lucky punching the ghost and using it like a punchable proton pack, if you will, which remind me a lot of the Shredder from the 2016 movie. So they borrow ideas from that movie, not the actors or characters. So that's kind of funny. And they're showing these different gadgets and these new souped up proton packs, which is pretty cool. You know, Phoebe only uses that one proton pack. And of course they have to have the mayor of New York City as being an hold the pack from the first movie. And yes, he's still trying to shut down the Ghostbusters. Even though we've seen proof that the Ghostbusters kick ass. You know, keep the propulsion right out of the demons and the ghosts they can't fight. So now, they also show in this movie a representation of footage from the second movie, Ghostbusters 2, that the Statue of Liberty went through New York City, and it was being guided by one of its puppies, the NES Advantage controller, which I used a lot when I was a kid. You know, that was my stick of joy. And that was really something to me. They brought back that footage, because when it was a joy to play with the joystick and seeing that again. And second of all, it was nice to see that they talked about the movie, which many people don't consider canon to the Ghostbusters universe and lore. You know, it's like the Black Sheep of the family before the even Blacker Sheep came around. So anyway, it was actually good to see that footage again. And of course, they got to bring back footage of Harold Ramis, Egon Spengler, which I have no idea why he isn't featured in this movie as a ghost again. He must be real deadbeat. So yeah, we got the new Ghostbusters with we got the new gadgets and new toys and stuff. I like the way that now Winston did what Uni Hudson bringing them to a new branch of the research for paranormal activities. The New York City Aquarium, one of the branches of that isn't being used anymore. So it's quite fascinating to see all the questions that are being brought up and the somewhat good answers to bring it back up. And eventually, one guy brings his grandmother's or his great grandmother's artifact or antique to them itself. And it turned out this guy brings to Mr. Ray Stantz. Dan Aykroyd's character from the first movie. And yeah, it turned out to be a bunch of old knickknacks and then the old Babylonian Sumerian Pokeball of joy. And it's covered in glyphs and stuff like with the little ball from Hill Woods. And it actually reminded me of it actually reminded me of that Wikipedia symbol. That little puddle ball. Anyway, it reminded me of that. And it also has a nice little callback to the ghost that can possess different objects. And you're led to believe that this thing can only possess electronic devices. It's like the Gremlin ghost from Gremlin 2. But now it can also get inanimate objects as well. Which begs the question, how do you contain something like that? I have no idea how to do that. But then they also have this thing possess a lightning with the new museum statues. And that actually reminds me a lot of the demon dogs that with Gozer. But one of the Ghostbusters zapped nobody anyway. So that's that. But the funny is that the ghost survived and possessed something else. Trevor is a little running with slime again. He missed a line. He slimed me from Bill Murray's character, no, I can't think of it right now, but I'll think of it eventually. So anyway, oh yeah, Vickman. Peter Vickman. So then it's the go about the daily stuff, and you see that the ghost called Melody tried to befriend his name Phoebe. So because they're both longing for friends and whatnot. But it turns out that the ghost Melody is working for the other ghost in return to help him with and she will be reunited with family. So it's kind of interesting that they're kind of doing that thing, but on the ghost side. This would be a perfect time for Harry Ramis to come back, but whatever. So anyway, they have Phoebe in the defending the ghost over a game of chess, which normally the rebirth position. So then they had it so that Phoebe ends up being used as a pawn to free the other ghost from the puzzle ball. And he steps into the chamber that they work on there. Very similar to the Fly, very similar to the opposite fate of what Lazarus machine was in Casper the Friendly Ghost movie. And her soul actually gets separated from her body, and then that monster ends up using her possessed soul to open up the containment unit in the basement, thereby freeing everything and breaking the system. So they think. So anyway, they show that we never actually shown that the other ghosts being reunited with the family. It's funny to note that all the time that they're showing the ghost, showing it with flames on her body, the opposite of what you would from the ghost, it got. So anyway, the show here's the cool fact where they show the backstory for the ghost. And let me just look right now because now it's reminding me what the name of the ghost is. I don't want to keep referring to it as the ghost. And then the guy brought back the ball there to the stance as redeem Rasmandi. His name is Kamal, not Johnny. Mesopotamian, and the character is, who is Baraka. It sounds like Baraka, one of the demons from the game, Mortal Kombat. So anyway, you got the character of Baraka, breaking from this ball. It comes apart like one of the little puzzle balls. Like when I'm King of Joy balls. But in between there, it's not chocolate or toy inside. It's a demon, a frost demon, and it freezes everything inside, like any bomb. But it tends to freeze everything. So what happens is that all the proton pack stuff that they try to use on the thing all get frozen over. You know, the guy who brought this device of it, I'm gonna call him Ned from now on. Who I could have sworn was voiced by Calpac or Calpan, and he was he learned that he can bend fire. So now we're bringing the Avatar universe into it. And he even comes with an armor set that looks like something we expect for the Fire Nation to use. And it's actually really cool that they use they show it, the one guy's Baraka's past to show his backstory. It's done like a Mesopotamian cuneiform type thing, and they show emotion. So it turns out that this entity was a badass guy that used his horns as his main power source. It looks like a big longhorn steer. So that's really funny if that happens. And it looks like a longhorn steer, and it can freeze things. So it was real powerful beforehand, but then when it got its horns, it became super powered. So then it goes on the speed to freeze everything, and then it comes over to the main area, the firehouse. And then they do the thing where the firebender comes down the pipeline, and it comes down the big fire pole, and they do that thing where they took around and they had him slide down, and they had him go down real slowly. And that's something that I would from Family Guy. Family Guy by either Peter Griffin or Joe Swanson maybe. So then they do that thing where where they show that the demon is playing with the proton pack users, and they're like, "Bitch, please," and then he catches the proton beam in his hand and freezes it with super breath. So that's really something really powerful. We've never seen a creature that's been so powerful that it can actually stop the proton beam and then just make it so that it just then check it frees them quite literally in place. So then what happens is that this thing ends up becoming real menace, and how are the Ghostbusters gonna be able to take him on? It's the best equipment can use quad to it. So the little ghost that can possess stuff possessed either one car. So a very weird way of jumping from one thing to another thing to another thing, and then get to dangerous either one. I like the way it becomes all red and stuff, and real powerful and things. But I also like the way it had like a menacing horn to it, like in the car of Christine. So it's very, very good. But also this it's so fast that when it jumps out the thing ends up going into a pizza box eventually, and then the pizza ends up sliding across the table, is eaten up by Slimer. So basically, Slimer saves the day. John Belushi saved the day. The ghost of John Belushi, which they said that the ghost of John Belushi is Slimer. So he saved the day. So anyway, we got this, and then we got either one to put because of the damage it's been doing and crashing, which is really sad because it was like back to new again. It was back to new. It was shiny. It was so pretty and nice and whatnot. So then they have all the Ghostbusters, including Jadine, including all the other ancillary people, shooting their proton beams at this creature, but the creature doesn't give a shit. It frees all their beams, it absorbs the power, it takes away all their energy and power and stuff. So, then what happens is the firebender guy, the little power moves and whatnot, and because of Melody providing a match for him to use the power of, that's the real problem, that you can't generate the power from inside, that you need an outside source, like Pyro of the Marvel Universe, that you have to manipulate the fire rather than generate it. So anyway, they do that, and it actually does weaken the monster because he's a firebender, or I should say the fire master, that he can used his power and bronze to apparently weaken its creature. So then Phoebe tries again to use the power of the amped up proton pack that should scream for some reason. So it turns out that that melody of the villain betrayed by Baraka, he ends up helping that after all. So then the monster ends up getting pinned down by both the Firebender, the Fire Master, as well as the effort of Phoebe. And Phoebe was able to, when the monster pulled up Buzz' hand like this, the beam just went right through his hand and then around to the torso. So we were able to contain the monster. But they also tried using the drone, the drone trap, but he just batted it away. He tried to use the little monster truck trap, but that went away too. And because this monster is really, really big and powerful, so how's the little thing like that going to be able to stop him? So anyway, they show that they do that, and then they do then they show that they decide to use the containment unit as a gigantic trap, just like they did in Afterlife, and they use all the old Ghostbusters to go back in and do it that way by moving the lever down. It's funny because when Ray tried to do it, he can't make it budge. So all the Ghostbusters and Janine and all of them have to go together to move the lever downward. And except the ghost. So beside the whole effect of it being all for one for all, and togetherness and all that, they actually needed each other to physically move the lever because the ball was frozen solid pretty much. And you need the additional strength to do it. But it sure would be nice to have Ripley there to do that too. But whatever. Her new family, Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon, were up there holding Phoebe steady along with the other kids. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention about the little Ghostbuster, little marshmallow guys there. Well, over there, they were so cute and they were so hypnotized by this ball, which is weird because that's supposed to be associated with Gozer. So what you're saying is that this monster, Garaga, is more powerful than Gozer, in that he can control his hurt minions, which is like something really special. So now we got him, and then we got we got little martial guys still gleefully committing suicide and killing each other over wherever you play around. One's got a hand in the pencil sharpener, and the other one's trying to kill podcast with the electronic device and whatever. So you got all these forces trying to converge on this one area in New York City over being a long story. So then Phoebe and the others do make a little headway on Garaka. And when all the Ghostbusters the Generation 1 Ghostbusters I activate the system and reboot it. You see Kraga gets sucked into the trap. This big containment unit. And it drew conflict because and getting swallowed up piece by piece. He started losing his powerful horns. So when that power source goes, and it's the end for him. So during the course of the movie, all the ghosts that were caught, even the ill ghosts from before, were all released. So that mean that ghosts will be released too? I don't think so, because he was caught in the other trap from the other movie, Afterlife. So anyway, they have them being trapped in the underground underneath the fire station, and everyone's all happy, right? Well, no, because Walter Peck still's gotta be a ridiculous son of a bitch about it, saying like, you wrecked the city and it cost millions of dollars in damages and all that. What are you gonna do about it? So then someone in the audience says, ridiculous son of a bitch, let them all go, the heroes. And all that stuff, still with the EPA crap. That is when the United States had an EPA to speak of. So it was a very great movie that they showed what's the thing, it was a happy occasion that all the ghosts were defeated, and anyone that's loose like the ghost is gonna be caught by the Ghostbusters again and sent back to Garak again. So anyway, I really like this movie because it shows a continuation of the story. It involves the original men and women in the Ghostbuster unit, the Ghost Corps. We never actually see what happened to Melody at the end of the movie, and they also show all the hype of the Ghostbusters and the song too, and everything's real fun too. And it's really nice to see the one car, all the gadgets and stuff to boot too, which is a really nice treat for everyone that goes with the family, like myself. And I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the next Ghostbusters movie, which no doubt they're gonna make more of them, and they're gonna involve them in weeks and months that are not a super Halloween idea like they have in the past. I like the idea about a ghost that controls ice powers and ice elementals. But the one burning question that I would like to see is, what would ever happen if the ghouls or fight with this ghost? Because ghosts are like a demon, right? So that means that one's above a ghost. So I think Rock will win this because he can take away all of her power and all of her fire-based energy attacks. Whereas ghosts are usually primarily energy protection and all that, and is weak too, and can be captured by the standard proton packs and stuff. So that'd be a really interesting fight. So, I thank you for watching my video on Ghostbusters for the Empire. I did this for my month of Halloween in October in 2025. I give this movie, all Ghostbusters movies, a happy face, seal of approval, because it's freaking awesome. So the whole movie, the merchandise, a song, Everything Cool. So who you call Ghostbusters? If you like what you see here, and you want to see more of my videos, you always call me or text me at 631-707-3707. Or if you want, you can always follow me on Twitter or X at PNelsonPro. And you can also get me on my email at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. Also, you can like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. So I just all you people that want to be Ghostbusters, all you people that want to be dressed up for Halloween this year like that, and who like to cosplay as Ghostbusters, of which there were several of them at Comic-Con this year. But I met with Ernie Hudson and A-Pod this year, and she said that the Murray Sanchez was like the unicorn of them all, because he was, he's, I guess, rare. Also, I got him to sign it when they came in a movie by my house called The Dead Don't Die. And I will cover that next year. That crappy movie. So, yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. Don't eat too much candy, too. And, I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Interland. Sayonara. Salutations. Bye-bye. I'm about to commit homicide on my alarm clock right now. Yeah.